And welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from Westlake Village, California. Another beautiful Monday afternoon. And we got a lot to talk about today besides Bitcoin's price action. We're going to go over some Bitcoin's price targets, the bounce over the weekend, what that means for this week. And we're going to take a look at some crypto news real quick. Just a couple things I saw today. The top 30 Panama bank is Bitcoin friendly, right? Welcomes crypto services. The Panamanian bank, Tower Bank, opens its doors to Bitcoin and crypto customers in a series of tweets and memes. What do you know? A bank using tweets and memes to get people to bring their sweet little Bitcoin down to the bank in Panama. But I thought this was pretty interesting. Panama's path to crypto adoption is stepping up a gear. Tower Bank, a Panamanian financial institution with over 200 employees and 40 years of banking experience, has declared itself Bitcoin friendly, paving the way for crypto accounts. In a series of tweets and leaks from a blockchain meetup in Panama's capital, Panama City, the bank is opening the floodgates to crypto community during the blockchain meetup hosted by the Chamber of Digital Commerce and Blockchain of Panama. On Thursday, representatives from Tower Bank invited crypto enthusiasts to open accounts at the bank. Were they giving away any free crypto? That's what I want to know. Bet you they would have got a few more customers. All right, next stop here. Bitcoin.com says Gamestop launches Web3 Ethereum wallet that leverages Loopring ZK rollup tech. Now, this is really interesting. Makes transactions cheaper for users when they're using Ethereum. So this week, the consumer electronics and gaming software retailer GameStop has officially revealed the company's self-custodial Web3 Ethereum wallet. The wallet is currently in beta form and now available via the firm's web portal in order to provide users with a wallet that stores crypto assets and non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Furthermore, the wallet utilizes Loopring's Layer 2 ZK rollup technology. That's the thing you want to remember, to provide users with fast and fairly priced transactions. So there's been rumors of GameStop partnering with Loopring. Actually, last year they did, or this year, I don't know if it was this year or last year, but when they made the announcement, the partnership with Loopring, their stock shot up, that crypto shot up quite a bit. But now they're actually using the technology. It says, quote, harnessing the power of Loopring's ZK rollup tech, an Ethereum Layer 2 scaling protocol, GameStop gives you low cost and fast transactions with Ethereum security, opportunity, and global reach. This allows you to reduce gas fees and network congestion while always remaining in control of your funds. That sounds pretty cool. I look forward to hearing more about that when it gets out of beta. We'll maybe check back in on it in a couple of weeks. Let's jump into my favorite part. That is Bitcoin price analysis. Where's the market going? We've been talking about a few things for quite some time. By the way, don't forget to go ahead and hit the like button and help out the channel if you'd like to do so. And I'm going to jump right into Bitcoin on the, let's start it out on the daily time frame here. Actually, why don't we start out on the 4 hour? And we were talking about a break above 31.3 or below 28.5. Kind of stretched out that range a little bit from 31 and 29, but essentially the range broke over the weekend. Bitcoin futures were trading yesterday along with NASDAQ. The market had quite a little bounce. And I'd say it's a recovery bounce from last week. You know, the NASDAQ had a great week last week. Bitcoin didn't do much on Friday last week while the rest of the market was rallying. And what I would say now is these targets have been initiated on the, so going back to the daily time frame here, what we had been talking about, and shout out to Mr. Eric Crown for pointing this one out. BBWP extremely low here. Whenever BBWP has been this low, the average increase has been around 20% from the low. So if you look at from expansion to the high, so it'd be this low right there. The average increase, so 20% would be right at 34,824. And what is that in line with on the CMEs? Let's take a look here. So expansion, 20% from the low. Let's just, for kicks, I actually haven't. So from the low to the high, that's 26% to fill the gap. 20%, yeah, 23% right there on CMEs at about 35,200. So yes, I'm looking for the green 55 to get tagged at a minimum. Doesn't mean it's going to happen today or tomorrow, but over the next week, I would say that very good chance. And again, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but that's what I'm targeting at the moment. And then we can talk about the breakout levels from there. And just curious, what would that be? So if the daily wants to really get going here and break above this guy right here, a couple ways to look at targets. So that's coming in, the 618 is coming in right at the gap, and that's coming in at the green 55 right there on the daily time frame. If we did want to get closing back, really, we got to get back above 40,000 on CMEs just to create a higher high, and then I would still be looking for another higher low. So, again, 20% move here, probably on the horizon. Where would it get invalidated? And that would be, for me, any kind of a daily closure back below, call it, on CMEs, it would be 29,645. On spot price action, we would be talking about, about 29,571. Somewhere in that region right there. If we close a daily back below there, that move would be invalidated, and I'd be looking for targets this week to get filled out at some point. And I do imagine that is what happens over the next month or two. We're going to get a bounce up and a bounce down, and some sideways consolidation. And if the stock market doesn't recover quite a bit more, which here we have the stock market, essentially, we need to get above 13,500 on the daily to make a higher high and then a higher low to get a trend reversal. Otherwise, it is in a downtrend, just like Bitcoin. So you got lower highs and lower lows. And where are the downside targets? Where's the bounce target? So bounce target can come up to yellow 21, green 55. Anywhere below here on the weekly is just another lower high on the weekly time frame. And the downside target on the NASDAQ, as we did take out that wick, on a bearish retracement. If we start to take out 11,500 on a weekly time frame, yes, I would be looking for 9,100 to get hit on the NASDAQ. Let's take it leg by leg and not get too far ahead of ourselves. People calling for some absolutely crazy numbers out there in regards to a stock market correction. That reminds me, let's check in on the US dollar, and we did hit the target of a 104. Looks like we're coming to the pullback target of 101. And this is providing the relief in the stock market and in in Bitcoin, both getting a bit of a bounce as the dollar comes down. What do you know? We've been talking about that, right? When the dollar goes up, typically bad for Bitcoin and stocks. And when the dollar goes down, typically good for Bitcoin and stocks. And in the case of Bitcoin, that is good. I mean, you can see the daily here really starting to, we might be putting in a bit of a low here, and I would expect a bounce actually. Do we have hidden bullish divergence? If we do, confirm a local low. Yep, I would, expect a bounce at least back up to 102.56 at a minimum, and 103 very likely, if you got the Stokes this low, volatility is now decreasing. And as a mean reversion, as volatility comes down on the daily, I would expect price to come back up just a tad. And we'll see how that interplays with Bitcoin. In fact, again, the target on Bitcoin, 34,300, might not happen today or tomorrow, but if we can't take this high out, right, we will have several drives of bearish divergence beginning to form. And that is when price is making lower highs, RSI is making higher highs. And so that's something to be aware of on the daily time frame as well. Another thing to point out here is, another credit to Eric Crown pointing this one out. BBWP extremely low. Typically, that's going to give you a 45% move to the upside from expansion. Where did the expansion begin? Call that the low. So 45% move to the upside, to the downside from expansion. It could be a move to the upside or to the downside again. Volatility is direction neutral. So as we saw expansion, price actually went in the direction of the trend. And that's exactly what you want to see. On the other side of the fence, so that was a 43% move to the downside. So expansion started happening right here, getting above the 20 percentile right there, taking out those lows. Vice versa, now we've got Stokes crossing to the upside. They crossed to the downside right there, crossing to the upside on the 5-day, and volatility coming down. So as a mean reversion, as price comes down, we can expect Bitcoin probably does have a little bit of a bounce in her alongside NASDAQ and alongside NASDAQ and S&P 500. And I'm just going to bring up the S&P. Why S&P and Dow and all the traditional markets run these markets right now. They absolutely run these markets. I'm going to get rid of all that stuff. And I'm just going to do a little, not a 5-day analysis. Well, why not? 5 days is going to close in the next 2 days and 3 hours. And I imagine we will have our second drive of hidden bullish divergence, which will be right here. Coming back from this point. Nope. Have to come back from here. So, yep, that would be 1, 2, 3. If you count this as a local low right here, see, you get from this low. Let's see if we can make it more clear. Would you consider that a local low is the question. Is that a clear stop and reverse point? I'd say it's good enough on the 5-day time frame. We did take out that low and we closed and we put in a low right there. And so what does that mean from this point here on prices making higher lows while RSI is making lower lows? And even if you came back to this guy right here, that is. So that should give us a shot to the top side of the range or the medium term of the range, if not the top side of the range. But I would imagine, bounce target here on NAS. It looks like we're already hit. Could come as high as 43.90 on the S&P. I don't really like that one, though. I'm not very confident in that at all. Daily time frame. What are we doing on the day? Getting pushed back at the green 55. And the Bollinger Bands are, so we might have a little bit more to go, but we will have some divergence. Divergences are beginning to play out. If we get rejected right here and start closing back below, this will be a good indicator, actually. And that's the 618 on a bearish retracement coming in right here. If you start to see daily closures back below, call it $4,000, then Bitcoin might be about to get hammered on. So be on the watch out for that. Checking in, so that's NASDAQ, Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Looks like market is trying to pull back a little bit as the stock market turns red. Getting a little bit of a pullback here. Not too bad. All right. Ethereum. Mr. Ethereum, weekly wrap up. What did we do on the week here? And another thing I forgot to point out on Bitcoin and a lot of these altcoins right now, which is another reason why I'm very, very interested in a bounce play from here. Anytime you get a tick above the last week, or, you know, this can work in many situations, but a tick above there typically gives you a move up to the 9 exponential. That's an easy play right there on Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin's going to do that, here's what I would look at. Mana. Aave already got the tick above, hit the 9. Phantom, when it gets above there. Ape is looking horrible. Ethereum above here. And Mr. Sand, I've been keeping an eye on this one. Already had the tick above, but again, these are highly risky plays. Highly, you know, I don't recommend doing this. Any kind of a novice, this is called a scalp, but you know, unless you have a trading plan and risk management for all your trades, I don't recommend you do anything like that. But it does look in line with Bitcoin wanting to take a bounce. But what do we have here on Bitcoin? In some really short-term analysis, I'm going to take a look back at Bitcoin because we got the market moving right now. Throwing in a little red candle here. And so what does this align with? On the 30-minute, let's take a look here. So 1, 2, call it 3, 4 drives of bearish divergence. So price is making higher highs, RSI is making lower highs. Going back to this point, this definitely sends us down to the green 55 on the 4-hour. Stokes are down, volatility is up, and we are probably coming down to the bottom side of the range at a minimum. And, you know, what is this in alignment with? This is right in alignment with the breakout and a retest of the support, which is kind of what you want to see. Typically, we just don't want to see a 4-hour back below 30,500, or if you're more aggressive, if you're more conservative, 30,150, kind of the line in the sand for the 4-hour time frame. As long as we are closing 4 hours above that level, and I would probably put it at the green 55, 30,050 bucks, even a little higher, 30,200, 4 hours above there, and we are good. We're in the clear, and this probably, you know, party moves onwards and upwards, if not this week, next week, and hits that target. But typically what happens, you break out above the range high, you get the little breakout, then you come back and test the support, which is coming in right there at a minimum, and then you want to see the break back out, something like that, if we're going to be bullish. That's what it would look like. And so if you kind of missed the breakout over the holiday weekend and you're thinking, shoot, I missed it. Well, hey, look, there's plenty of time for something like that to occur. And pretty much, you know, if you start closing 4 hours back above this wick high, you know, a kind of that move towards 35,000 is probably underway. If it already isn't, in fact, it already is. That's the thing. Again, the expansion on the daily time frame has already begun. So target is coming in right for that green 55. And, you know, if we close back, if you know, momentum crosses back to the downside, you know, daily close below 30,000 bucks, that'll let you know this is a failed move, failed rally. There wasn't enough volume, and this was just a fake out. But if the market wants to pick itself up by its bootstraps tomorrow and get going, NASDAQ is just kind of dancing around here. We did confirm this as a local low. And this is, again, kind of in line with what, you know, the market does. We break the resistance, right? We come back, test the support, and then hopefully we dig our way out. That's what we'd be looking for. What we don't want to see is, us to come back down here and start closing back below on NASDAQ as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on those Fed dates coming up, those inflation numbers coming out. We got Bitcoin done. We got Ethereum. We talked about some of the potential altcoins that could bounce. I'll just check in on one more. Gala Games. Yeah, Gala wants to get back above here. I'm going to put an alert on this. And I'm just going to put a little alert. And it doesn't want to let me do it. I don't know why. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. Thanks for checking in with us on a Monday after a long holiday weekend. It's not Monday. It is Tuesday. And I did say that in the beginning of the video. It's one of those Tuesdays that feels like a Monday. Anyways, enjoy your day. Have a blessed and highly favored day. Check in tomorrow, and we'll be back with some more updates. Take care.